Okay, so I'm on again. I'm on again for a second live stream. This live stream, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over the dates of the North nodes and the previous transits. So, throughout the past 18 years, the nodes of the moon, the south node and the north node, have been moving retrograde. They've been moving backwards over the course of 18, 19 to 20 months. So, let me see. Is this? Yes, it is. Okay. So, what are these nodes? So the south node is the past. It is the collective or individual emotional memory if you were born during that transit. It is what you're familiar with. What all the lessons, habits that you are the master of, you have mastered, but all those things don't serve you that well, aren't going to serve you that well, because if you are hitting a dead end and you know there's nowhere else to go, and if you're on a a seesaw and you're going one side and you're turning this way and you can't go any further because you are hitting the ground. Unless you're in Everlast, which is a book I read, you can go down to the center of the earth. You can sink down into the ground and just descend further. But let's get real. You can't do that. So that doesn't work anymore. You can't go any further. You're not going to gain any more traction or not going to reap reward if you continue going that way. So it's time to turn around the other way and go towards your north node, your northern star of, getting on a boat and riding up north to where it's going to be new territory, but a good natural stretch to where things seem more worth it, more fulfilling. Things are definitely paying off. You feel better. You feel more, successful, happier. So many of those positive emotions that you would get from being stuck and staying small in the south node. So, that's what these nodes are basically known as. So the south node is known as the dragon's tail, and the north node is known as the dragon's head. So that's where you want to go. So, for instance, the south node, let me find my thing here. Okay. So I'm going to start off with South Node Scorpio and North Node Taurus. So this transit was from April 16th, 2003 through December the 22nd, 2004. And the basic idea of this transit is South Node Scorpio. So, being familiar with being overpowered and overwhelmed, to where there's a lot of psychological manipulation that had happened in order to get the things that you need and want, and you couldn't. Self-sufficiency and capability improving. Showing yourself worth were very, very difficult, where there's a lot of trauma going on and changes happening. A lot of instability and secrets is another thing related to Scorpio. And North Node Taurus is about getting around and getting stable. What makes you feel secure, getting into the present moment, all that you see around you, all that you feel by just looking and sensing of what's going on, hearing the birds, watching the grass grow, and establishing a life where you can really feel content and really getting your power back. So that's what that's basically about. And then, because these nodes move backwards, South Node Libra, North Node Aries. This was from December 23rd, 2004 through June 20th, 2006. South Node Libra, being a doormat, being a people pleaser to where, the feeling of being stuck in a relationship where you needed to bend over backwards for the other person and you were a martyr to your own, goals, your own desires of the plans and the, all that you want to achieve and take advantage of and experience in this life. Now, that was in North Node Aries is about going forth with it and, really standing up for yourself and, owning your own life and being the peaceful warrior in a way, with that familiarity of Libra, giving peace in the relationship, but then, having that strong, healthy sense of identity. So then the South Node in Virgo, North Node Pisces. It was from the summer solstice, June 21st, 2006, through December 16, 2007. South Node Virgo. The destination I can define this as being is the hostile hospital. South Node Virgo is really a martyr placement where there is so much compartmentalization with separating, putting your emotions on, on one seat and putting all the responsibilities on the other seat and putting, the Piscean matters on the back burner. And, your life really, really revolved around, everything revolved around the mundane, waking up in the morning and taking care of others, preparing the meal, cleaning your house, going into a job, and maybe being an accountant, maybe being a mathematician, or anything involving the details, all of the details to the point where you were, where there's this feeling of overworking yourself and being so critical of yourself with having to get it right. And, there's just this high strung feeling. And also, I want to come back to, where, having to, attend to these details, fix this problem. Otherwise, it could be as extreme as life or death. I mean, on the super, big end of it. But, and so North Node in Pisces is really saying that you need to fill up your oxygen nest first before you then help others, because you need to have enough air, enough energy, enough, love and self-care where you are replenished and renewed. And you are coming from that loving place of genuinely wanting to give as opposed to working, and it's so tough. And Pisces, North Node Pisces is about being as opposed to doing, having, giving the spiritual wisdom, and also, just any spiritual practice such as meditation or journaling, or anywhere you can, take care of your mental and emotional health, because those are areas which need attending to during the transit, and if you have the transit. Then the South Node in Leo, North Node Aquarius. Now, this was from December 17th, 2007 through August 20th, 2009. So the South Node Leo is all about, if the audience is coming into this big stage and, the spotlight is shining on you. And it's this feeling of being addicted to getting approval, getting the clap and cheer and acknowledgement of the audience, and loving the fame and getting so absorbed into the fame, and being treated like a royal as well. And so there's a certain, on the negative side, it can be, entitlement, to where there was, just showing off your creative talents, gifts, such as, acting, maybe it was being a comedian, or, just in general. But North Node in Aquarius is stepping down from the throne, hanging out, and spending time in groups with the people, to put it, in terms of, that, up here and then sort of going down. But ironically going up, evolving in the way of looking at the mind, looking at logic, looking at the advanced ways of thinking, and serving humanity, doing, any humanitarian cause, or, and sharing the spotlight as well, and being free to sort of go your own way, try something new, experiment, without always having an audience that has to sit there and clap and cheer and acknowledge. So then the South Node moved backwards into Cancer on August 21st, 2009, and stayed there until March 2nd, 2011. So, okay. And so this was around the time when I was starting kindergarten. This would have been that time. So fitting that was going on in my life at that point, and the North Node was in Capricorn. Because what is this placement about? It is, when I think of this placement, I think of the fly on your bird meditation that, Colette Baron Reid, the famous spiritual teacher, thought leader, and oracle card expert, created. And it's basically this meditation to lift you out of this place which is emotionally draining, emotionally taxing, where you feel burdened, or stressed out, anxious, very, very low, very depressed, and trapped. There's a trapped sort of feeling with this. And South Node Cancer is, being stuck into the emotions and the family, to the point where to go out into the world and go to the, the city, for instance, and walk down the columns and establish your, place in the world, a job, career position where you're really, really having a goal and achieving it in your own life, really climbing up that mountain, like the mountain goat that Capricorn, um, you know, that Capricorn symbolizes, represents Capricorn. Um, and so, uh, you know, and making success in your life. But South Node Cancer, the image that I get in my mind is there was this scene from Stranger Things where the mom of the girl Elle, currently as I'm making this video, the 4th season of it came out, so I'm currently watching that. But there was this one scene where the mom was sort of taken away from her daughter after finding her in this room that had like a rainbow symbol, and she was just something was put inside of her that made her repeat over and over and over like a broken record the images and the events happen to the point where it's this repetitive thing, and the trauma that went on with that could be that image. And then also a house in the country, it's a dark rainy day, maybe a wife is in the kitchen cleaning up, and it's very, very dark and quiet, and then everyone comes home, and then you would need to attend to the family matters, and basically the little nurture to the dark side. And if you've ever seen Super Nanny, and especially the most extreme circumstances of those families, that could also be related to this South Node. And so in this meditation, you're climbing on your burden, you're going into the heavens, and you feel freer, getting away from that place, healthy detachment as well from them. And so the South Node then changed signs into Gemini, and the North Node moved into Sagittarius, so always opposite each other. And this was from March 3rd, 2011 through August 26, 2012. And so the South Node in Gemini, having a South Node Gemini, what the world was moving away from that point is, at that point was, the experience and the responsibilities of a teacher, of a mentor, comedian, communicators in society, where you would need to teach and tailor and cater to others and how they need to learn to a certain style. So talking about this, explaining this, teaching this, educating them on this or that. Stuck in a small community, a small circle of family and friends, being so stuck into the little details to where your mind is narrow. And it's so intellectual, and the data, the little data of all the information, to where the North Node in Sagittarius is a real calling to open up your mind, see the world from a greater perspective, go on a plane, travel, go to another culture, go beyond your comfort zone, the normal ways of living, and to get out of your community and meet new people, have new experiences, all yourself as freeing yourself. So, I would say that all of the North Node in fire signs really have to do with self, empowerment and living a life of your own. So, so from the feminine signs are the earth and water signs. So feminine signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and masculine signs are the fire and air signs. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So with that, the South Node in Taurus, North Node Scorpio. So this is, I was having my reversed nodal return where the nodes were exactly opposite where they were when I was born. My nodes are South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus. So around this time is when I'm experiencing my nodal return is, where the North Node, South Node, where they are now. They're currently South Node Scorpio and North Node is in Taurus right now. So they were opposite from August 27, 2012 through February 23rd, 2014. And the South Node Taurus, basically what this is about is, let me find my thing to see. Okay. So, South Node in Taurus. So, this really has to do with having to work very, very hard to maintain, the stability in your life, to maintain a house, to maintain all those foundations, all those material things which you work so hard for so much, so many hours, putting so much time and effort into it, where you had to be self-sufficient and, being on a farm, for instance, and maintaining the land and, perhaps being in a household where a lot of the drawers were locked and, keeping so many material possessions to yourself or, carrying that if you're on a hike, carrying all those, that backpack of, that huge load of, um, stuff holding you down, weighing you down, and losing sight of the Scorpio, traits of letting go, inner abundance, inner wealth, the deeper, darker aspects of life and the real power of sharing your resources, connecting with somebody on a deeper level, and, stuff that is buried and repressed. And really, this is the Buddha nodal placement. And Wesak, the full moon that we had, lunar eclipse that we had on May 16th, with these moon in Scorpio, sun in Taurus, sun, very powerful, shining at the daytime, in Taurus. And that was a South Node eclipse because of the Scorpio, moon in Scorpio, and of course the North Node was in Taurus, but this is all about releasing attachment to things because attachment equals suffering and, and sort of, that's what that is about. So then we have the South Node, Aries, North Node, and Libra. And I want to remind you of the dates yet again for that. That was from August 27, 2012 through February 23rd, 2014. Then we have the South Node, Aries, North Node, Libra. So this was from February 24th, 2014 through November 6th, 2015. South Node, Aries. The image that I get is being a soldier and being in the trenches. Always having to be super mindful, super on guard, and protect yourself being self-sufficient, having to survive and fight for self-sufficiency, fight to get what you need and what you want to keep yourself in a good place, being on your toes where anything can happen in any moment, really with South Node Aries. And you need to fight to get what you need. There's sort of a, defensiveness that comes in, where you had to act, at the extreme. It could be, kill or be killed, or, eat or be eaten, or, that kind of experience, and, reaching out and making those very harmonious connections was very discouraged. And so North Node Libra is about, stepping into the garden of peace, establishing those connections, balancing yourself with other, serving somebody else, helping somebody else, and really feeling in tandem, in relationship, and working with others. And that can feel so refreshing after, that emotional memory of, you couldn't do that. It's not all about survival mode anymore. So that was that placement. And so then the South Node in Pisces, North Node Virgo, from November 7, 2015 through May 9th, 2017. So I'm going to say those dates over again. November 7th, 2015 through May 9th, 2017. And Jupiter was probably conjunct the North Node. Probably. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I would not be surprised if it was, because Jupiter was in Virgo and the North Node was in Virgo. And South Node Pisces. The image that I get is, a person being in a spiritual chamber of mystics, of people that were meditating, maybe channeling, of going through life, trusting in the divine, trusting in the universe, and giving so much spiritual wisdom, and having so much spiritual wisdom, and doing things that you get lost in, to the point where now with the North Node Virgo, where are you going to be accountable, where you're going to take care of yourself, your needs, your daily routine, your bodily health, your physical health, and, chopping wood and carrying water, and, to where trusting has to go both ways with, life on life's terms, and also you stepping up to the plate and taking action in your life. It's those two pillars. And South Node Pisces is, at the worst it can be, being a victim to circumstances and being sort of taken advantage of. And North Node Virgo is getting serious, putting your feet on the ground, because Pisces rules the feet, and taking responsibility for your life. So the South Node then moved into Aquarius, North Node Libra, from May 10th, 2017 through November 3rd, 2018. So the South Node in Aquarius, this comes with the experience of being stuck in groups, of where going along with the group, giving your own contribution, your own piece of the puzzle, and putting yourself aside and thinking of the greater good was really, really important, and had to be okay with the group, where you couldn't, go your own way and, shine in the spotlight. And that's really the calling for the North Node in Leo, is to find the fun, to find the joy, to express yourself creatively, and to find a center to give, to step into your power, and to have pride and self-love for yourself, where you can really, really be be the star in your life. Going out and, being an actor and having that kind of fame, or, starting your own company, of being, famous, and, again, just, um, really playing a part in life. So that's what those nodes are basically about. And then the South Node moved into Capricorn. South Node moved into Capricorn, and North Node into Cancer from November 4th, 2018 through May 6th, November 4th, 2018 through May 6th, 2020. South Node Capricorn. The downside of Capricorn is the workaholic. Coming into a job and working so hard, and South Node Capricorn was very much about sacrificing yourself for something in order to achieve a goal and go after it. And, what was your reputation in the world and society, where people looked up to you to be the leader. You probably had to, be the backbone of your family as well, and work very, very hard for something. And there's a lot of discipline that comes in. There's a lot of dedication and focus that comes in, of where you are putting your feelings aside, because those feelings hinder progress. And North Node in Cancer is asking you to spend more time with your family, to connect with others, and to to nourish yourself, go back to those foundations of nurturing yourself in your home, your family, nurturing others, establishing those emotional connections, being kind, caring, giving, compassionate. And it's not always about working hard. It's really the lesson. So then South Node in Sagittarius, North Node Gemini. This was from May 7, 2020 through January 17, 2022. So, South Node in Sagittarius. South Node in Sagittarius. The person with South Node Sagittarius, this familiarity with being so free, with going traveling throughout all of these different lands and countries and places and exploration. But, gaining so much wisdom along your pathway, but then being very preachy and, not spending enough time to reflect and connect with a certain circle or connect with a certain group. Always about the next great quest, the next great adventure. And now it's the opportunity to connect with your community, to read the books on your shelf, to go travel around the community. Short distance travel is also a thing related to Gemini, and to connect with others, to listen and learn, and going back to school metaphorically, taking in information and communicating in a way that isn't, I know it all and self-righteous, because there's a quote that goes something along the lines of, the true wisdom is not being a know-it-all, not knowing, not feeling like you know everything about anything, always being, lifelong learning and, new things, learning new things that are fresh and new, and being open to that intellectual abundance, intellectual, uh, variety of things that you can immerse yourself in, because there really, really is that abundance there. And North Node in Gemini is sort of seeing that direction, seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, and following that light, going down that path. So that is the live stream that I wanted to present to you over these notes, what they're about, and the dates, the previous dates that they were transiting. And I do want to remind you, Saturn and Scorpio, North Node Taurus, the dates for the South Node Sagittarius, North Node Gemini again were May 7, 2020 through January 17, 2022. And then on January 18, 2022, the South Node moved into Scorpio, the North Node moved into Taurus, and they're going to be there from July 16, 2020. And they're going to be there from January 18, 2022 through July 16, 2023. So, thank you for watching. With a lot of information. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking out until the end. If you're watching this video, I congratulate you for doing so. Please like this video, share it on other social media sites, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell and click all notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming new videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.